Look, here we are at Jason Coleman's Ministry of Dance.
Hey guys.
Jason, how are you?
I'm going great, thanks. How are you?
Good, thank you. And where are we going?
We're going upstairs to see the studio.
How long has the studio been open?
We've been open for 10 years now.
And why did you start it?
I started a studio here in Melbourne because I wanted to design and create a studio that was a hub for commercial dance.
Why did you build it in Melbourne?
Because I was friends with all the studio owners in Sydney.
It's very nice of you. What's the best thing about Melbourne?
The best thing about Melbourne is definitely the architecture.
What's the worst thing about Melbourne?
The worst thing about Melbourne's the cold.
And who came up with the studio name?
The Ministry of Dance. It's a good name, isn't it? Kenny came up with that actually.
Hi Kenny. Who's your biggest inspiration in life?
My biggest inspiration, my dad.
Who's your biggest inspiration in art?
My first director, David Atkins.
What's your favourite show you've ever seen?
His show probably, a show called Dancing Man.
What was your first job?
My first job, I'm a lucky guy. It was Dancing Man.
What did you love about Dancing Man?
I loved everything.
What's your favourite show you performed in?
I did 18 musicals, but I think my favourite musical was Chicago.
And wasn't Carolyn O'Connor in that?
Yeah, she was actually.
Well, when Carolyn O'Connor saw you in the musical A Chorus Line, she said you were the best male dancer she'd ever seen. How does that make you feel?
It made me feel pretty good actually. You want to come inside and see the studios?
Sure. What's your favourite film?
My favourite film? Shape of Water. Although last week I saw Rocket Man. Amazing.
What's your favourite song?
My favourite song? Work It Out by Beyonce.
Who's your favourite person?
My favourite person's my mum.
What's your spirit animal?
I've got two, I think. I can relate to the wolf and the bee.
And when did you know you wanted to be a dancer?
I've known I wanted to be a dancer since I was 4 years old.
Who's your favourite dancer?
My favourite dancer growing up was Rudolf Nureyev.
Who's your favourite dancer now?
I can't say that because I own an agency. I've got too many dancers.
Is it a conflict of interest?
It certainly is.
What's your biggest love?
My biggest love? My dog.
What's your dog's name?
Her name's Louis Vuitton.
What sort of dog is she?
She's a chow chow. You might meet her a little bit later.
Very cool. What's the best job you ever did?
Best job I ever did? Probably the Olympic Games.
What's the biggest job you ever did?
Definitely the Olympic Games.
And what's the worst job you ever did?
Oh, on some days it was the Olympic Games.
Did you see that one coming?
Yeah, you're saying I'm predictable?
Not at all. What are you most proud of?
I'm most proud of this place, the Ministry of Dance.
What would you change about yourself if you could?
When I was a little kid, I really hated having red hair and freckles.
Not so bad. What would you change about the world if you could?
I'd try to get all the religions to get along.
How many countries have you visited?
I have visited well over 50 countries.
How many countries have you worked in?
I've done contracts in 27 different countries because dance is a universal language.
What's your favourite place on earth?
My favourite place on earth? Probably my beach house on the Mornington Peninsula.
What's your favourite place outside of Australia?
I loved being in Damascus in Syria.
Oh wow, why is Syria your favourite place?
Well, before the war, it was the only place I'd ever been where there was no McDonald's, no KFC, and couldn't even get a Coca-Cola.
Who's the most famous person you've ever met?
The most famous person I've ever met? Nelson Mandela.
Who has made you the most starstruck?
Definitely meeting Beyonce.
Okay, next question is very important. How do you like your coffee?
I don't drink coffee.
Oh wow, you're missing out on that one. What would you say to your 21-year-old self?
I would tell my 21-year-old self to chill out a little bit.
Do you have any tattoos?
No.
Where do you see yourself in 10 years?
Hopefully in 10 years, I see myself being happy.
And what makes you happy?
Success.
And how do you measure success?
I measure success by maybe getting opportunities to make other people be happy.
And where are we going right now?
We're in the agency now. Here's Brenton and Sean.
Hi Brenton, hi Sean.
Hi.
Name one thing you can't live without.
My family.
What's the funniest thing you've ever read about yourself?
A journalist in Brisbane once called me Sideshow Bob and said I wouldn't have enough talent to shake a tambourine.
That's pretty harsh.
That's harsh.
What's your favourite colour?
That's a stupid question.
No such thing as a stupid question, Jason.
Well, I like blue, but I wouldn't like blue unless there was red and orange and yellow and green. You know what I'm saying?
Who's the funniest person you know?
The funniest person I know is my friend, Julia Morris.
What's your dream job?
My dream job? I'm living it.
What's the best thing about winning a Logie?
Being a winner.
How many Logies have you been to?
I've been to 22 Logies since I was 18 years old.
That's quite a lot.
That is a lot.
What's your favourite sport?
My favourite sport? Dance.
Is dance actually a sport?
Of course it is, it's just harder.
Where's your favourite holiday destination?
Boracay in the Philippines.
If you could teleport anywhere in the world right now, where would that be?
New York City.
Why New York City?
Because I like big apples.
What's your favourite food?
My favourite food? Japanese or Mexican.
What's your least favourite food?
Anything with tomatoes in it.
I agree. What's your favourite book?
My favourite book? Perfume.
If you could live in any era, when would it have been?
I think the 50s would have been nice, but the 60s would have been fun.
What's the first thing you do when you wake up in the morning?
It's a little bit personal, isn't it? Move on, thanks.
Aren't these questions meant to be a little bit personal?
Move on.
How would you describe yourself in 3 words?
In 3 words. Strong, generous, and misunderstood.
Do you have a nickname?
I do, but I'm not telling you because it's only for my friends.
And the magical 64th question is, why is there 64 questions?
Because we're at the Ministry of Dance and it's on 64 Sutton Street.
Thank you very much, Jason.
Thanks for your time.